Welcome to Everything Telltale. It's your boy Weezy Mafia. I want to introduce you guys today. You introduce yourself.
Appreciate it. I'm Harris. I have a YouTube channel called Full Throttle Auto. Been doing car stuff for way too long and still love it. And I think it's an addiction, and my wife believes so too. So
hey, if it's like that, she hates it. Yeah, it's an addiction at this point.
Right,
Me.
Yeah, I'm Renell. I am the co-owner of MXPI Tuning and your local, everyday, I guess, automotive enthusiast. So when it comes down to it, I try to help everybody out when I can, voice out my opinion when I can, or try to help you make the best choice for your automotive needs.
Yeah. Obviously, I would know, as I'm always, at least when I have the time. I'm usually at the shop, so it's home for me. I said this before. I say it all the time, but it's home. At least it got me into the car community as I know it. I was wet behind the ears, like, oh, what is this? And everybody at the shop was just kind of giggling, like,
I think we were all that way at one point.
Yeah, but it's embarrassing as hell looking back on now for me.
Yeah, but I feel you, but
it's like crazy.
You can't let that, you can't let that play in your head because everybody's got to start somewhere. It's one of those things. It doesn't matter when you start. If you start, you just get into it and then learn and go from there. So
it's just, I don't know. I get cringe. I'm like, bro, this is cringe.
Oh, I feel you. I look at some of my old stuff, like from what I made on social media on YouTube, and I'm like, oh my God, I thought this was good. Like, what was I doing?
You kept doing it though.
That's the biggest thing, right? And it's like really anything, video, getting into cars, doing work on cars, just learning about them, like specs, whatever you're into, like. Everything takes time. You'll look green and crappy at first, whatever you're doing, but you just got to keep going with it. You can't let it stop you. So
yeah, that's true.
I mean, shoot, we all started off watching, if y'all remember, StreetFire.net.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Man, we all grew up from that.
Or Super Honda forums. Oh yeah.
Even before the forums were a big thing, we were scouring the internet for any and all knowledge that we could get.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you look back at it, if we were able to see ourselves some 10, 15, maybe 20 years ago, we'd be like, whoa.
I would probably start laughing instantly.
Bro.
like,
what
bro,
are you doing?
Like, first and foremost, bro, you got dreads. What are you doing, man? Like, I'm balding now. Don't judge me. But it's
Are you really? I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm hiding it under this hoodie.
It's all good.
But man, it's just good. Like, I don't know, a lot. I am kind of, I guess you could say to answer it, I am kind of happy though, looking back, is at least, it was more or less like me taking risk and kind of just seeing what's there. You're not going to know anything unless 100%. You try to either educate yourself or be around people that know it. And it's kind of being a sponge. So it's perfect.
Yeah, so, absolutely. I mean,
that's where we all go. That's where we all started.
Oh, yeah. I mean, till this day, man, even when I talk about cars, I'm like, man, I might be wrong. I might look stupid right now.
Hey, I research everything.
I still don't know everything.
Yeah.
Man, I really don't want to. I drop my head. I don't care. I don't want to know everything. I want to know as much as my brain is going to allow me to know.
100%. Yeah.
Because if I know everything, it's going to lose the fun. It's going to lose that awe factor to it. So it's like, man, I already know how they built this. It's like, that's terrible.
Yeah. Plus, there's too much, right? There's so many different facets of cars. Like, you got the supercar culture, you got the tuner stuff, then you got the American muscle, the Euro. Like, trying to retain all that information about every single vehicle and what can be done. And, like, no way. Like, it's not happening. I mean, your brain can store information, but that's a lot.
It's like, bro, you got to drop some of that. You got to clear some of that storage at some point.
Yeah.
Or I was telling him,
clear itself for you.
Actually, on the drive here, I was telling him, I'm like, what were we talking about? I can't remember what we were talking about, but I said, man, I'm like, if I don't retain that information, like, if I don't keep doing it, if I don't keep looking at it, like, my brain starts deleting. Like, my brain's like, well, you haven't used it in a while, so it's time to go.
It's very true. But before we get too carried away, because I already know how I get, I'm going to go ahead and ask this question off rip. How do you guys feel about the car community today compared to where you started?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Well, let me get started on that. I feel like the car community today has changed a lot compared to what it was 20 years ago, 25 years ago, before the whole social media thing became a thing. People were actually going out, meeting up at local spots, and appreciating each other's effort, regardless of if it was a show build, a performance build, or whatever it may be. Everybody had a slight bit of respect for each other. But now it seems like everybody's been basing things off of clout.
Yep.
What has made this guy trend on social media or whatever platform it may be? And what can I do to maybe, get in on that?
Yeah,
it's not the same.
Or how can I remove him and put myself here? It's a lot of that.
There is. It's become slightly more toxic than what it used to be. Because back then, yes, there were forums. There were group chats and whatever random places where people would talk shit.
Yeah, but
now it's not taboo anymore. People are just airing it out.
Yeah.
It's become a lot more toxic, and you can only do so much to pull yourself away from it before you get drawn into it, whether you like it or not.
Shit. Definitely get drawn into it. It's easy, at least, to get drawn into it. You won't realize how easy it is. There's like, oh, I'm just going to say this. And in retrospect, it's like, you fucked up by saying that.
Yeah.
Right.
You probably should just say, just left it alone. But it's bad. I felt like also, too, at least the form-wise versus like internet-wise, it was, at least for older people, so maybe sound older, I don't care. It was a rule. Like kind of a hidden, forbidden rule that like, hey, we could talk shit, but we're not going to cross this line.
Yeah.
If we cross this line, it's like, okay, bro, that's what I consider to be like an unforgivable thing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I can't talk to you anymore. There's no respect here.
Yeah.
Versus now, it's like instantly on the internet, 5 seconds into a reel or something. Fuck you. Like, what the fuck?
It's like, what did I do?
What did I do to you?
I don't even know you.
And it's like, oh, because you have reps. You have rep wheels or you have this. I'm like, motherfucker, are you gonna buy? Are you gonna buy my parts for me?
I'm so glad you brought that up, man, because that's something I want to talk about big time for sure.
It is the dumbest shit in the world. But at the same time, I'm like, hey, if y'all want to spend $4,000 or $5,000 on wheels, you go right ahead. Like, go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if that's your prerogative, that's your
power
prerogative.
to you, man. If you can afford 5, 6, 12, like,
but it's like you're buying a wheel without a fucking tire, though. But also, do you think Chicago's potholes are going to be as forgiving as that rep?
Do you want to drive your expensive ass wheels on those roads?
I'm pretty sure that fucking crater's still going to bend that bitch to the point of like, fuck.
I don't care if your wheels are forged or not.
Yeah.
Chicago's craters don't
give a fuck.
Fuck no. That motherfucker be sitting there like, come on, Playboy. I've been waiting for you to hit me all day.
100%.
And you don't even see it. You feel that motherfucker, poof.
I've been waiting for you specifically, too.
Man, like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is just, a lot of kids are entitled now.
Yeah.
Like, everyone feels that if I'm going to do this, I should get this respect. I should get this clout. I should get this. What did you do to earn it, though? Like, you have to do the work. You're not going to just get it like that. You're not a TJ Hunt. You're not a Dustin Williams. Like, you see what they put out. You don't see the fucking 12 hours of busting their ass behind the camera and putting out 10 to 12 videos that you don't see.
Yeah.
They have to do that daily. And it's beauty and the struggle. That's pretty much how I look at it. It's just, you see what they want you to. You don't see what they give you.
The only thing you really see is their success.
Yeah.
But you don't see the struggle that they went through
100%.
for that success.
No, because they don't want you to.
But you also don't see a lot of things in the background because, like, people see these videos in, like, they're 20, 30. I mean, some of them are even 10-minute videos.
Yeah.
But, like,
for 2 hours long.
But do you know how long it takes to make a 10-minute video?
Oh, yeah. It's like
you know
2
how
to
much
3 hours.
footage there
Easy.
is to go through to make that 10-minute video? Yeah. Like, they don't just like, oh, I know exactly. Like, sometimes you can get away with it and know what you're doing. And you're like, oh, I'm going to click this because I know I want this shot in the video, right? But a lot of times, like, especially if you're an automotive YouTuber that's building cars, like, in your mind, you're worried about building the car. So you're not worried about, like, also, like, trying to be also concerned about what clip you're getting. Like, you're just recording. And so whatever is there, you now have to go scrub through all that. And that takes hours to do. I mean, there's just so much work. And it's funny because a lot of time, actually for a long time now, what I've been seeing is, like, people will go on the comments and be like, oh, you know, don't act like this is a job. This isn't a job. Like, go get a real job, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what's a job?
What's a real job?
Yeah,
like,
define job.
Because to me, this is what a job is, right? Something that requires skill, something that requires tools, something that requires time. Guess what YouTube does? All of that.
Yeah, and one.
Yeah.
And usually multiple skills, right? Because you're the videographer, you're the director, you're the editor. Now you're also the mechanic. You're also the business owner. Like
you're also writing a fucking script.
Which part of it now is not a job? Because you're doing one aspect of your job that you so-called is a real job, but this person is doing like 10, 20 different positions to just get a video out. Yep. So, I mean, you know, but to answer your question, yeah, I agree. I think it's a little more toxic for sure. I hate this BS where it's like, I don't know if you've heard it, but like online, I've seen on social media people saying, oh, there's just not enough car shows anymore. It's not like it used to be back in the day. And I'm like,
wow.
Where did we go? We went 2 car shows in November.
Yeah, back to back.
End of year car shows. And I'm sitting there. I made a video about it. And you can watch the video. And nobody's there. And I'm like, you guys bitch about there's no car shows. But where you at? There's literally a car show in November, which you never get.
It's cold outside.
It's cold.
It wasn't even cold. We were actually warm. We took our jackets off and stuff.
It's cold today.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm like, so you got a good weather day. It's a weekend, so you're probably off, maybe. I mean, I know not everybody has the same schedule, but let's assume that you are, or a lot of them are.
Yeah.
And not only that, but it's probably local, right? It's in your area because the complaint is around the Chicago area, so it's around your area. If you can't drive 30, 40 minutes, like then you don't drive, because I drive 30, 40 minutes like it's 5 minutes. Like you tell me something 30 minutes away, I'm like, oh, that's down the road. Yeah. Like so if that's your problem and you don't show up, then you going on social media and be like, oh, there's no more good car shows. There's no car shows. The scene's dying. Like, you're clearly not looking, because there's plenty of stuff. You just need to show up and support.
It's like a hidden question in it. It's not really a hidden question, but it's like, what they really mean by that, it's not enough clout at this show for me to be here.
Yeah, 100%.
And like,
it's not popular now.
Or this person or that person's not going to be here, so why would I want to go? But even with, I'm assuming you're talking about, what is it? Tuner, is it Tuner Fest? Stance Down Low?
Stance Down Low. Yeah.
Alex. Shout out to Alex.
Alex,
but I think it was his last one.
Yeah,
he had with Faith.
Yeah.
I think it was Faith that was there. Faith Monroe.
I think it was Faith and Sarah.
She was there.
Faith Maroney and Sarah, or Sen City, I think was her name.
Yeah.
Shout out to both were there. And then like, I think it was another one going on too. I'm not gonna mention it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But it was just like everybody was complaining about it. Like, oh, no one's here. No one's doing anything. And I'm like, but what are you doing?
What are you? Yeah, what are you doing? Like, you're complaining online, but where you at? You're not here.
Like, are you at Starbucks right now, like complaining, or are you just complaining because
you can?
You can.
And the other thing with beauty about back in the day, like you said, like you just drove around and you found the event, right? Yeah. Like you just like, even if you didn't know, even if nobody, like, you know, social media was barely a thing, so like nobody was posting online. Oh, there's a show. You just like. You called up your home and be like, hey, you hear anything? Yeah, cool. Meet me at this spot. This is where you showed up.
We'll roll in together.
And honestly, I do that till this day. I'll go sometimes, like on the weekend, I'll go drive at night during, you know, obviously spring, summer, like when it's nice out.
Yeah, when it's not
and like on a Friday or Saturday, and I'm like, let's see if I can find anything. Like if I see people just chilling at a parking spot, you know, a bunch of people or whatever, little people, you know, just go say what's up, you know, hang out. Like,
man,
like you got to do that, man. You know, I know there's an anxiety thing that a lot of people nowadays will play, you know, and I get it. Anxiety is legit. I deal with it myself.
It's real.
And even I have a problem with like just randomly going to an event and be like, there's, you know, I don't know nobody here. This is weird. But like, you gotta, if you want to be in the industry, or if you want to have a legitimate complaint, then you got to be doing the things everybody that really is doing to have a legitimate complaint. Because if you're not even trying, and then you're complaining, then you complain about nothing because you don't know what you're talking about.
Hey,
like you're just throwing words out there.
That's what they do. It's the easy thing to do.
It's easy to hide behind a keyboard now.
Hell yeah,
it really is.
And that's where that toxicity comes in, where what you were talking about. So. Yeah, man.
It's embarrassing though, because of the fact that you know damn well if you were to set that to the actual event host, you wouldn't say that. Like say it to them if that's how you feel. They'll take that feedback.
Most people that complain online will not say it to the face.
Fuck no. Because
some might, but most won't.
The ones that might is just like more or less like they got to get it off their chest. That's just the way they are.
Yeah, so there's people like that. I mean. The growing trend right now is it's easier to talk shit than it is to take shit.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Sensitivity.
Well, going back to what you said real quick a minute ago, where, you know, about social media, and like somebody would just come on like 5 minutes into your reel and they're like, fuck you. Like literally, I've had random stuff like, I've done some mods on my car, on my Honda, and like I got there was a guy on there that was like, oh, you did a throttle body spacer, but you're running a hot ram intake, and I'm like, is that all you got, dude? Like you came in to say that? Like, okay. I can't make it make sense. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.
Go to his page. Go to his page whole time.
And he's got nothing.
It's just a random picture of his favorite dog.
Yeah,
he's a bot. Buddy whole ass a bot.
Yeah, nothing.
or he hadn't even changed his name on YouTube. It still says user number.
Literally,
number.
Buddy
literally
a bot.
Nothing. Yeah.
Buddy's a bot.
Man.
Yeah, I mean but it's
another.
But
NPC.
I think there's also a little bit like I gotta appreciate it too, because I think with internet and social media, there's a lot of negativity, but you got to also appreciate what it's brought us to, right? I mean, we get to see shit from across the world. Yeah. What's going on in Japan, what's going on in like, like Philippines and stuff like that. All those areas that you'll never be able to see, like the car culture they have. We get to see it now. Like one of the big things that I love to watch is Mighty Car Mods, and they just went to Malaysia and they did the race. That was dope. First of all, that was a great watch in general. It was just like watching a freaking documentary, but then seeing that passion over there that the people get involved for those little cars to race them for 24, like that was dope, man. And back in the day, you wouldn't have seen it. 100%. Dude. What they did, holy crap, man, that was crazy. But so there is bonuses like that. Yeah. So I mean,
it's a plus and minus.
It's a plus and minus. Like it's a little bit better in the sense we get to see a lot of things that we wouldn't have seen, but it's also a negative where there's just so many people that want to be negative and just destroy somebody's day and just shit on somebody for no reason whatsoever or whatever it might be.
Sadly, that's a harsh reality of it. There's going to be a lot of that, and it's never going to end.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Not even to guess, like I say, poke the bear with it. It's kind of like Wickfest. And, Wickfest has been here. Now anybody that looked at, Wickfest isn't here. And I'm like seeing people going in, the comments on their page, like complaining. But then, like, my rebuttal to it was, where the fuck were you?
Did you show up?
I always went.
Not you, but I'm talking about the motherfuckers that are complaining. It's no longer here.
Fucking well they didn't. Up? They didn't go.
I will say this. I wasn't happy that it is Weekfest. By the way, Joey from the Chronicles is part of it, and he
can never get it right.
No, it's Weekfest. I know. I agree because I was like, that's not Weekfest. But he did say it.
I say it how I say it.
I know. I feel you.
It's me.
I got corrected too because I didn't know. I always called like Weckfest or something like that. That's what I would have said. And then I watched the Chronicles, and Joey, he's the guy behind the Chronicles on YouTube, and he's part of Weekfest. And one time he was said in his videos like, "It's Weekfest, guys." And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, my bad.
Like, but also it's like, bro, you gotta understand though, we're still talking about you.
Yeah, 100%. But like, you still know, so it doesn't matter if we're saying it wrong.
So chill out.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I will say one thing for me. I live near Chicago, like the actual city, but I don't necessarily care anymore going down there. Like, there's too many idiot drivers. I just don't like driving my car, especially in mid-downtown city. So the fact that they moved Weekfest down to Navy Pier, I feel like that was a bad move. Like, I get it. It's Navy Pier. It's the city. But I'm like, if you kept it in the suburbs, I feel like you might have gotten a little bit more an audience. Maybe not.
Is it really in Chicago, though?
No, I know that's true, right? Then it's not it's one of those things. Is it Chicago?
It's that argument.
Is it Chicago?
It's that blanket factor.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we're in Grays Lake. That shit don't count.
Yeah, right.
It's like, like that guy that walks up to you. I'm from Chicago. He's from Naperville. That shit doesn't count. That does not count.
Yeah,
like to me.
100%. No, and I feel you, and I agree. And a lot of people have said that, like, when somebody says, "Oh, where you from?" and I'm like, I'm from Chicago, and the reason I say that is because, like, if I tell you I'm from Roselle, you don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
What the fuck is Roselle?
Like, what's Roselle?
Hey, but shit, that just shows you they don't really know. But I don't know. The reason why I complain about it because I was born and raised in the city.
I feel you. Yeah.
So it's like I kind of take it like this. This is where I'm from. This is who I am. This is why I'm kind of nuts and goofy at the same time.
Yeah.
It's kind of that. It's more of a joke sense now. It's more or less like, you're not really like, no, I don't care that much.
Man. I lived in the city too when I was real young. My dad lived out there, so I used to be out there every weekend, and it was fun. I mean, as a kid, it was awesome, man. You got to.
I don't want to be there now.
But I mean, that's what I hear. That's what I hear.
Gas prices don't want my ass.
100%, man. I feel bad. Anybody that lives in the city and has to deal. I mean, granted, it's not California gas prices, but still, it's some crazy pricing. And I'm just like, why? Like, you want people in the city? Stop making prices insane. Like
shit, they don't care.
We ain't showing up.
They like 10 times more expensive in the city.
I know.
Shit, they're like, you gonna pay for it anyway, whole time. Nobody's paying for it. That's why no one's there.
100%, man.
Shit, even the Bears got tired of it. Them motherfuckers leaving. That's bad.
You know what's bad when that happens?
That's bad. You got a whole sports team saying, bro, peace. That's bad.
They legit said peace.
That's bad.
Yeah, because they're moving. Because they're what is it?
Arlington Heights.
Yeah, Arlington Heights. Yeah, they took over that old racehorse racing center. Yeah,
they're gonna be.
I heard that and I was like, that's crazy. When the Bears leave the city, that's nuts.
Yeah, don't worry. The Cubs will stay. The Cubs are gonna stay.
Oh, they're not going there.
Yeah,
that city loves them. They got it.
They gonna stay.
They gotta stay. Yeah.
Sadly, but shit.
Yeah.
They're gonna be there forever.
They got a choice.
Just like the Sox are gonna be there in Southside no matter what.
I don't know about that. I don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man.
I don't want to talk about that one. Before my ass get too far. But I won't say Week Fest. But even with them, a lot of people start complaining about it in the sense of, they're not coming back. They told them we're coming back biannually. And I'm like, okay, so that makes sense. So
I mean, sure, yeah, absolutely.
You get a year off.
Yeah.
So again, this is for me not taking a shot at local people.
No,
what are you guys going to do to slide into that slot that they would be there? Like, I want to see what you're 100%. Doing. So, but no one wants to do it. It's as much shit as they talk. They don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. And even if you even if you point it out to them, like legitimately, like prove it to them, they're so blind to it. They'll just be like, "What are you talking about? You're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about."
Go straight to overhead.
Like blah blah blah, this and that. And I'm like, bro, you literally all you know is how to complain, and you have no I've never. Because of these guys, I've been to way more shows this last year than I have in a while. Yeah. Mainly because I'm just like, man, I just want to do other things. Right. But it's a different feeling when you're a spectator or hanging out with just like a bunch of people that you enjoy being with. Yeah, it's 100% fun. But we've done so many shows and I'm just like, where is everybody? Like, I see all these complaints on social media about, there's no shows. There's, the scene is dying. And I'm like, bro, we've been to so many shows this year, and that's not a lot.
And that's on the local level.
That's local level, and not a lot of time. Like, we weren't there every weekend or something. So how much? But we still did a good amount. And I'm like, where is everybody? Yep. Everybody's complaining about shows, but I'm like, here they are. Where are you at?
Shit,
what are you complaining about if you ain't here?
I would say locally, out of the shows from, I would say Chicago area, or more or less the state of Illinois area, I would say, honestly, I have to look at maybe Elite Tuner, maybe Import Face Off, and
Clean Culture, right? That's the other one?
Clean Culture had a good turnout. Out, right? Clean Culture had a good turnout. And Tuner Evo. I would say probably had the biggest amount of people there.
Which makes sense because they had a lot of social media personalities this year. They had Dustin come out.
Which one? Tuner Evo?
I think so.
I didn't see Dustin, actually.
I could have sworn he was out in Chicago at one of them. But then they also had... I always forget his name. FDM Cho on Instagram.
Oh, Cho?
Yeah, Cho. Yeah. He was at two different shows.
That was at Elite Tuner. That was at Elite Tuner.
He was actually at three because he was also at Stance Down Low.
Yeah, he was at
Cho was there too.
But here's what's funny. He was at Stance Down Low, and that show still wasn't busy.
Yeah.
Which is
surprisingly.
Which is crazy.
I don't know if it was a temperature or if it was just the time of the year.
That temperature actually wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, not that day.
50s at
Yeah, that wasn't bad at all.
Walking around in hoodies.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
No, it was a good
That's perfect for me.
Yeah, for me too, man. When you carry a little extra weight.
Shit, I don't care. When
you carry a little extra weight, you got 50 is nice.
Shit. One thing, while we are on the topic of the bigger shows, and I've noticed this trend happening for the past couple of years, is, like you said, where is everybody? Mm-hmm. We're seeing quantities of cars that were, back in the day, you'd have to send in a portfolio basically of a car.
Backstory.
A backstory, and you were accepted regardless of, of where you're from, what your car is, or whatever it is. They actually screened your car for their showcase.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But one thing I did notice is a lot of these bigger shows are taking in cars for the quantity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's no longer for quality. Now it's quantity. Yeah, 100%.
That's just like Tuner Galleria.
100%.
Boy.
It's going to be a touchy subject.
boy, we starting off early, I see.
Yes.
But go ahead. Say it.
the last couple times that I've been a spectator there, you start seeing a downturn in, I guess the caliber of the builds that are there. For the sake of populating that show.
Yep. Yeah. Because they're trying to fill a seat.
Yes, they're definitely bringing in the quantity of people, right, which may or may not have a negative effect when you really link it back up to the people that are, talking shit about, this show didn't have this many people, or the cars in this show weren't exactly the greatest. Why did they let them in? Again, it comes back to, where were you?
Yeah.
Where were you at?
100%.
Why didn't you bring your car here instead of talking shit?
Because their car's across the street in the parking lot.
Yeah.
They just paid $15 to park there, and then they paid another $30 to come to the show.
So it's just
cheaper.
It just comes down to that fact where you could have been here if you had something built that well or something worth showing. Where were you?
They really don't, though. They really don't.
Well, and that's the problem, right? They don't, but they think they do, or in their head they've built the car.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, oh, well, I know how I would build a car.
Then why didn't you?
And so I know what should be here, right? It's one of those things. Like,
it's the ultimate
but response. It's also like, even let's say you take shows out of the equation, right? I love driving, right? So I love racetracks and stuff like that.
Right.
Even when I go to racetracks, I'm like, these are free spectating. Like, you can literally show up and spectate for free. Where you all at?
Hold on, give me a second.
Where is everybody? They
on this motherfucker.
Exactly. Literally,
they're waiting for somebody else to take that video and post it up live.
That's such a slow.
YouTube.
That's just such a slow car.
So easy.
Where are you?
Yeah, right there. They're right there.
I mean, I can understand if it's like an event at COTA where not everybody could go there.
Sure, yeah, 100%.
That shit's different.
That shit's different.
Yeah.
But if it's, say, you're at Black Hawk or you're at Autobahn or whatever it may be,
because Autobahn has like a lot of free spectator events, a lot, and Black Hawk for sure. Like, you can go there. Usually, most people that organize events there will not be against having spectators there.
Why wouldn't they?
There have been a few in the past. Like, I know this last year, I guess the Porsche Club that was at Black Hawk, who did no spectators. They didn't want any spectators.
It's Porsche Club, though.
Yeah, right. Exactly, right. But I'm sitting there. I'm like, there's so many free. It's like, well, I don't know about him. Well, you know how to go on the internet and complain, so you don't know how to search for events. Like, there's events on Facebook. There's events on Motor Edge. Like, you want to find events, you can find events.
Shit, they be on there, man. They probably too busy looking for that pink Stanley Cup right now. They'd rather do that shit than fucking look for something motorsports wise. But a lot of it, I guess they say show wise, it's bad because they're more of the car show diva. Yes, I'm saying car show diva.
Yeah.
They prefer that over motorsports.
Right.
And actual like racing, drifting,
man,
and track, time attack. Like, I personally love time attack.
Oh,
It's competitive all the time. Yeah. And granted, I ain't got the car to fucking be out there running and breaking all the time.
Me too.
And have to go to work Monday morning.
Yeah, me too. I'm the same way.
But that's different. They don't see that. They only see the shit that's popularized on Instagram, Facebook.
Right.
Yeah.
They see that. But if, granted, some of the YouTubers have kind of dipped into motorsports
like
a little bit.
I'll give props especially to Dustin and Adam LZ.
Yeah.
Adam LZ obviously more for the drifting aspect.
Yeah.
I know he's done some actual grip racing, track day events that he's done, and he's promoted on videos.
He was at where was it? He was at SEMA, I believe. He did he was in the RTR car, I believe. In their showcase, the Mustang showcase. I think he was in it this year.
But big kudos to Dustin for using his platform to show off time attack, especially, which is badass. And now Grid Life is definitely. I mean, Grid Life has been popular for a long time,
while,
but
it's only getting bigger.
But ironically, until more recent years, none of the bigger social media personalities have talked about it.
Yeah.
Now everybody's like, "Oh, I'm going to Grid Life.
Got to.
I'm going to Grid Life," and it's like, good, finally, show up to Grid Life. But it's interesting because these people, the same ones that talk shit online, they'll go to Grid Life, but they're not there for the cars. They're there for the party.
Hell yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, man.
I mean, listen, but it's the same. But that's the problem, right? So they sit there and complain online about, you know, your car's slow or your car doesn't look good or this or that, but then they show up to an event like Grid Life and they're like not even paying attention to the track, like for the drifting or for the time attack stuff. But what they are paying attention to is the party part.
Yeah,
like,
they're fans.
They're
groupies.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny, you know. It's kind of interesting that I'm not saying all the people that complain online is that, but at the same time, like a good chunk of them definitely
they split off. Just like a piece of cheese, they split right off. It's perfect. Exactly. It makes sense with that.
I will tell you though, during Grid Life, this is the first time I've seen this. They party the night before and click off some of the fastest lap times the day after, hungover.
Ain't that the truth?
Hungover, my guy.
Yeah, right.
But they woke up that morning like, damn.
I gotta make my run. Yeah. Driver's meetings in 30 seconds.
That's right.
Put it on your pants on. Put on your fire shoe. Like, damn, bro. Oh, what's the matter? I got a headache. I gotta put this helmet on too. Fuck.
I gotta fit in that seat.
Oh my god, these straight cut gears are driving me fucking insane.
Goddamn, why is that exhaust so loud today?
Bro, that's one thing they need to do. They really need to do like a hot mic inside of those cars.
Oh, I know, right?
The festival, that shit would be hilarious.
I bet it would be hella hilarious.
The drone, you would see them in their helmet just in there dying. Like I gotta get off the track, bro. That's killing me.
Yeah, I agree.
Who the hell did I leave my cell phone with last night?
That would be dope. That would be crazy.
Find out 2 minutes in, you should get like a random clip. His damn cell phone's on the wing and just flew fuck off. Shit would be terrible. Shit would be terrible.
It'd be hilarious though.
But yeah, definitely.
It'd be fun.
Oh man, that would be great.
Man, yeah. Somebody need to do it, man.
I know, right? Do it now.
Hell yeah. Before it gets too popular, then everyone starts doing it.
Everybody starts doing it.
Oh, shit. But definitely, it's definitely gotten bigger. I agree. I hear more about it usually start of the year now, or I just hear it from a random, bro, we need to go to Grid Life. Like I hear that more frequent now too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But definitely,
I mean, they've been big for a long time because my first Grid Life, I think, was 20. Maybe Ginger. That might have not been my first one, but 2018, I believe.
I think you went with us.
Well, I met you. That's where I first met you guys.
Okay,
was through Nico. He went there.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And I came on my own with my wife. We went camping, and I was like, I'm gonna go to the racetrack.
I think Nate was running that event too. Nate, get back out there.
I think he was. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. And that was like when I showed up, I was like, holy shit, this place is busy. Like I knew about it, but I'm like, god damn, they're busy.
Like you had a fucking F1
Nate,
track.
get back out there.
Yeah, I agree,
Nate,
right? Nate, if you're watching this,
I don't know which one it is, bro. You get your ass back.
If you're
watching
watching this, Nate, get that Evo out there, man.
Yeah. No excuses, man. No you can always give me the Evo though if you don't want.
I'm saying if you don't want, just let me jump in.
Yeah,
I mean seriously, why not?
Yeah, there's plenty of us that will. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, be perfect. Because first 4 months, man. Those cars are designed for track.
It's amazing. I drove in. Obviously, when you're driving on the road, you can't beat the crap out of it like you would on a racetrack. But the little I did get a chance to push it, I'm like, this thing can haul and it'll take it.
Yeah.
Like and it's weird the way you got it set up. Like I've said this before to them, which I know will not make sense now that I'm saying on the internet, and people are going to be like, "What the fuck's he talking about?" But I've driven. Shit. No, I don't know if I should say this. I'll say I've driven 2 V10 Dodges, and we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
And for some reason, this Evo 10, that's probably what 350 to the wheels,
at least.
Yeah, feels more visceral than those. It's so weird. It doesn't make sense. I know when you like hear that, you're like, that doesn't make sense. You're talking about V10s, like fucking.
Nah, man.
But for some reason, the way he's got it set up, when I drove that thing, I was like, why is this like this? Like, why does this feel like this? This don't make no sense.
That gives me the vibes of like the older, like EM1, EG, hatch Civics.
Yeah.
Give me that vibe, like how they used to be on track.
Yeah.
They will
just a raw feeling.
Sitting there just here, loud as fuck, beat the dog shit out of you.
Yeah.
But they put down like very, like a 112,
Right,
112 or 110,
Yeah.
and you're looking at like, Bro, that goddamn that fucking GTR couldn't even put down a 130. It is just put down a 112.
Right.
That's nuts. But those cars were maddening back in the day for it. So it's probably that feeling. It's probably what got you like
that.
But
probably. I mean, that's probably what it is. And it's a really well set up car, and it definitely can take the beating. I mean, definitely it deserves to be on a racetrack. It's just a shame to not see it out there.
It's because Nate ass too busy playing Call of Duty and shit.
Yeah, he's too busy getting big on the gaming. So you know,
hey, I give you that. But
life catches up to us, man.
No, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Definitely do.
Yeah. I wish I could do as much as I used to before, I had a kid and married and all that. So,
it's called adulting.
It's
But
I'll never.
hard.
But I'll say this: I'll never give it up. I'll never stop the cars. It'll be in my life. I'm like trying to brainwash my kid right now. Like we're always watching. Like I was talking to Renell on the drive here. I was like, I watched this guy. It's called My Mechanic. He's restoring a 240Z. He doesn't talk. You just watch the process of him doing it. And I turned it on with my kid, and he just like was glued to it. He was like,
"You got him.
This shit is good." And I'm like, "Yes, it's working. We'll keep going."
Yeah, he already locked in.
Yeah, exactly.
But
hey, man, we'll see. But
get that kid a set of tools, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's got a play tool set downstairs, like a construction play tool set. He's loving it, dude. He's loving anything.
One of them cars he just build on that take out the fake screws.
Oh, that'll be next. That'll be next for sure.
They sell the model engines that are about this big. Where you just
I know. Yeah.
building a plastic.
Well, so
motor.
I'm gonna do. So there's like my wife does a lot of arts crafts with him, and so I'm gonna get him this like wooden car you can put together, like you do the wheels, use the glue and stuff. Like. So I'm gonna get him there first. He's still young, so he's not. He's not. Yeah, exactly. So. But I'm thinking for like his next birthday, I'm gonna get him that and see what he does with it and stuff.
He's probably old enough to be 3D printing things, man.
Listen, with how kids grow up these days, maybe
next year, he gonna be driving Nate's Evo on the track.
Watch. I know, right?
Like, it's okay. It's okay, bud.
I won't say no.
It's okay.
No.
Just go out there and take it out for 2 sessions.
Just 2 sessions.
Nate be like, "What the fuck?"
We love the guy, but man, we want to see him in action again.
Man.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Shit, I personally want to get into it myself. And it's just not even from I can't afford it. It's more just how many, like, I guess you could say semi-stock suspension STIs do you really see drive like that? Most of them are built motor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They have two-way adjustable fucking coilovers, end links, everything. I'm like, bro, that's a lot of fucking money, man.
Oh, 100%.
That's a thing 100%. That you see it, a lot of these race events too, is a lot of these people have cars that are overbuilt for what they're running.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because they were told that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
They
read somewhere.
We were talking about Jackie Ding and his cars, but like, look at Street Mod in Grid Life.
Shit.
Do you see the cars?
Shit.
Do you see the cars in Grid Life? In Street Mod?
Some of the motherfuckers, boy, I'm just looking at them like astonished.
At some point, it's like, is that a Street Mod or is that a track car? Like the
fucking
fuck
Street
are you
Mod,
talking
Street
about?
Mod my ass.
Like that's a different level vehicle.
We're literally hovering between
hell yeah,
unlimited and Street Mod.
Seriously,
Come on,
yeah.
man.
Like we skipped track. We went to unlimited.
Some of the motherfuckers got active aero. I'm like, you're full of shit.
Seriously.
Oh man, I only made 220 wheel horsepower. The fuck?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You got Magna Ride?
Where?
I mean, there's Cal. We all know Cal, great guy.
Yes,
but he's driving a freaking AMG GT on Street Mod. Like what?
Nah, bro.
That car comes stock 600 horsepower.
Exactly.
That thing's
nuts.
Or
that 500
a track
or whatever.
car in a tuxedo, man.
Yeah, and I think he's got downpipes and a tuner. I think he's like at 650, 660 to the wheels.
Shout out Cal, though.
Yeah, shout out Cal.
What's up,
badass car, dual clutch, paddle shifters,
Yeah.
like Street Mod.
What car did he have before? I think he had the
Audi.
didn't he?
The Audi.
Was it a B? It was a B7, I think.
Was it a B7?
S4, I think.
S4, yeah.
I think it was B7, B8, I think.
Yeah.
I can't recall what the generations generations split at.
Look at it from like the light. They're kind of like, I guess they're still a little bit rectangle. With the B7s, they're more flat with the B8s. At least they're more flat into it. The taillights give them away. You can tell the difference with their taillights and the sound too.
Okay. Yeah, let's not get Jacob involved in that. He'll rant on for
I know,
a straight
right?
hour.
Yeah, he loves his Audis. Yeah. Shout out, Jake.
Yeah, what's up, man? He'll give you the backstory on how the Audi logo happened.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good.
He loves those Audis, man. He loves those Audis.
But definitely, it's wild. But at the same time, too, I guess it's a good thing, I guess, to see.
I mean, listen,
that street mod is.
For sure.
Far.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's good to see variation. It's good to see interest.
Yeah.
You know, that's all nice, and it just helps progress the sport.
Yeah.
No, I think the biggest thing is like when it comes to that kind of stuff, like. You gotta figure out what rules work for what, because at some point certain vehicles are just too much for a specific class, you know, and so that's something that I think personally Grid Life will just have to.
They have to do it themselves.
They've already tried their best to, I guess, divide each of those classes. When you've got super sport, and then you've got everything else. I mean, shoot, the new Corvettes.
Oh yeah, the C8, dude. No way does that go into like. You can't take that car and then be like, let's say, for instance, if you don't even modify and you just say, oh, let's put it in street. No, man, that's not a street. Like, against what? Yeah. A Honda Civic?
Yeah, fucking gutted.
Come
Civic
on.
with cage, tire.
But in street, you can't even gut it. It has to be full street. Yeah, street. Like, your car would technically be street spec. Yeah, because you got stock aero, you got basically stock everything. So you would be in street spec. Yeah. You can't run a C8 dual clutch V8.
I get fucking dog walk out.
I'm saying,
C8.
Yeah, the showroom stock is kind of a very hazy area to be in.
That's like me racing a fucking 1LE. That's nuts.
Right. But they have Street GT, right? And that's where cars like the AMG GT and the C8, that's where they should be, right? That's where Jackie Ding's M2 is. Right. Now that it's like crazy aeroed up, they should really open up a Street GT mod class.
Slide them right in.
Yeah, and just slide them right in, because now with all the aero that he's got on that thing, and I think he's lighting it up pretty significantly, like, who's going to keep up with him? Fuck. Nobody in Street GT is going to keep up with him. You know what I'm saying? So
I think Jackie's car is an M2 comp, isn't it? Or is it just regular?
No,
M2?
I think it's just M2.
I thought it was a comp.
Is it a comp?
I thought it was.
I can't remember.
I could be wrong.
Regardless, when you got a computer that you can slide on how much angle you're going to get in a slide, like
cars are going to do
that's a
95% of the work anyway.
Yeah, so it's crazy. That's a crazy car, man.
Cars these days just make drivers look like heroes.
Oh, I know, man. It's nuts. It's crazy.
It's like,
but yeah,
is what I'm about to break it up. My brain was about to pick up on it, but it's like, I don't know. I do apologize. I don't know how you guys feel about street racing. Yes, I watch it, but it's these guys.
Oh, I watch it too.
It's these guys in New York.
Who you? Oh, see, I watch the scripted stuff.
No,
I watch Street Outlaws.
No, I watch the real deal.
Shit. I do watch also online though. Yeah, like legit street. Like
it's a guy. His name is No Hezzy. It's basically it's him, and it's a guy called One Stock. One Stock just bought a brand new. I think it's a brand new M240i. And then it's a 340i he ended up racing. Both of these cars are fucking nuts, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But they were racing because basically in New York and Jersey, I'm not too sure. I'm from Chicago. I'll throw this out here. But
yeah, I don't know.
Both of these cars had pure turbos, pure upgraded turbos, I believe. Yeah. Fast as fuck. They lined it up. No money. I don't know what money was involved with it. Both those cars went like this as soon as they did the burnout and launch. They both went left.
No shit.
And then the 340i ended up catching traction. And this motherfucker was moving. The M240, when it did catch traction, it started moving. And I'm like, bro, these both make like 800 to the wheel.
Almost
like, this
certainly.
is fucking nuts.
Sure. Well, I mean, look at Jackie, right? He went, so his Supra went from stock power, his first gen of the new Supra was like 340, and he puts in a pure, I think it's a pure upgraded stock turbo, and he ends up being in the 600s to the wheels at high boost.
That's amazing.
That's nuts.
Fucking cars will just tune sometimes.
Dude, turbo, downpipe, the intake manifold because it's got the built-in intercooler, and I mean, he's got a full exhaust and a tune, and he's double the power.
Nuts.
Double the power.
Here we are spending $20,000 on our old Japanese motors.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just to gain an extra 100 horses every once in a while.
So yeah, I definitely believe
reliably.
that. Like, you're talking about the new M2. I mean, which I think similar engine, maybe. I don't know. I'm dumb about BMWs and stuff.
Yeah. So the only thing that's different between that and the M2 or that the 240i is all-wheel drive. That's the only thing that's different.
Right. So like to me, like
I didn't even know that.
Like
that's the only thing, you could buy them in that spec.
Yeah.
A lot of people prefer the M2 anyway over it because they want the M2.
Right.
But I'm like, bro, if I found out the M240i is cheaper, I want to make a fuck ton of power. It's the M240i.
I agree.
That's what I'm going to do.
100% agree. But yeah, you tell me, they tossed on a pure turbo and they're making it. Yeah,
they were nuts.
100%. Absolutely.
Like, guaranteed. But that's also, this ain't no shot toward New York guys, but the motherfuckers crazy. they hate everybody. Granted, they always wearing a bunch of fancy shit, bro. And I'm like, man, y'all motherfuckers crazy. Y'all realize elevation matters, right? So when you're in New York making that power, taking your ass to Texas, you ain't making that same power.
Yeah, right.
But I respect the hustle.
Yeah.
That's one thing I do. I respect it.
100%.
But because it's just like everyone still goes down to Texas. Like Texas is home for racing for them.
Well, yeah, because I mean, one of the biggest events for, well, I guess now not just drag racing, but half mile and all that. Like Texas, Texas 2K is huge.
They evolved from the highways to actual tracks.
I mean, listen, the highways still happen though. It's not just so everybody's aware, and if any cops are watching, the organization's not part of it, the highway stuff, but the highway still happen.
Double down. They ain't got shit to do with me.
That's right. That's
what they do.
Agreed. That's what they do.
Also, if y'all got
we don't advocate it.
Yeah, like what you want me to do? It's on YouTube. It's there.
It's there. I can't not watch it.
Yep.
Like, man, I'm curious too. Shit, I want to see.
I like cars. I want to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Because man, my brain just jumped. Give me a second.
I feel you.
Brain jump because my brain jumped straight into back into it. It's kind of looking at how like the Mustang Camaros and RIP the Challengers and Camaros, but how they've kind of evolved. The European sports cars. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Japanese sports cars. I'm one of those ones that say, okay, the Supra is not really a Japanese car. It's the rest of the shell and everything is Japanese, but that motor's European now.
But is the shell Japanese? Because it's stamped BMW.
Of course they're going to stamp it. They want their money.
Yeah, of course.
They want their money.
I agree with you. I actually, I've been saying this since it came out. I think it looks good. I think it's a good looking car. I am a little more than a little disappointed that nothing's Toyota. Don't get me wrong, I get it.
I wish it looked more like the FT1. If they would have,
that's what I wanted.
Stuck with the look of the FT1.
But I also get it, right? But I also get it. They're like, people want the Supra. How can we get the Supra without spending any money? And there it is.
But at the same time, I look at it from Toyota in the sense of, I feel like they've lost their way.
Well, so I would have said that if it was only the Supra, but now that they got the GR Yaris and the Corolla and Gazoo Racing.
What are the GR? I'm glad you brought this up. What are the GR Yaris and Corolla? What are they?
Gazoo Racing?
No. What is the car? When you compare it to its older predecessors, what is it? It's not a Toyota. It's a Subaru. It's a WRX STI hatch, shelled in a Toyota body. Compare them. 3 liter.
I never looked at that.
3 liter, 300 horsepower.
I'm going to have to dig into that.
Subaru, 305 horsepower.
Well, but like in that sense, sure. But they're 3 cylinders. They're 1.3 liter?
Yeah, not the motor. Not the motor. The drivability. How does it handle?
Oh, for sure. But
it's just like STI hatch.
But sure, but at the same time, but Toyota's had all-wheel drive vehicles in the past that they competed with, and
because they own a portion of Subaru.
Well, 100%. but the GR Yaris and Corolla are Toyota. Like they are done by Toyota. Where like the 8.6 and the Supra, they're done by different companies. The 8.6 is Subaru, and the Supra is BMW.
Is it truly Subaru though?
I mean, everything's manufactured by Subaru, so
because it's stamped Toyota.
Yeah, like the arms and stuff some of that stuff is, but like obviously the engine, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if the panels are or not, because there are slight differences in like some of the.
I'm just doing that to
I feel you. But here's the thing. Now there's a rumor, and nobody's confirmed it from Toyota, but there's a rumor they're going to want to put that 3-cylinder in the 8.6 and get away from the Boxer. But the problem is like I don't have a problem with that. I think that would be a smart idea.
I think that's a great idea.
Dude, that car would decimate if they did that. But they're also saying hybrid. I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. They're gonna. It's gonna go that way anyway.
That's just like the rumor where Mazda's going to come out with a rotary engine again, but it's going to be coupled to a hybrid.
Hybrid, yeah.
You believe Mazda's gonna make another vehicle?
I'd like to hope so.
They're a luxury brand now. Remember that.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing. I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people.
So.
Well, a lot of people. The reason they keep saying, "Oh, they're going to make it," is because they've been teasing it since I don't know what 2018 at least with that RX car. But like that's just a concept. They're just teasing. Like they've said, like you said, they came out and said they're a luxury brand. Like why would they make that car?
Because they killed the speed brand.
You know,
because granted,
I mean, yes, they have the Miata. You could argue, oh, well, they still have the Miata. Sure.
Yeah, but
Miata sells.
Right.
Right? Like, it's sold. There's a reason why it's one of the biggest selling roadsters ever.
The Speed 3 sold a lot, too.
Yes, they did.
It did, which is weird.
But then again, that's a Ford product, too.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I know. I work on one.
That's obvious.
FOMOCO everywhere.
You could tell.
Everywhere.
You can tell that shit.
On the arms and everything.
Yep.
It's everywhere.
I have a Speed 6, so I would know.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Nice.
But my motor's MZR, though. Fuck that EcoBoost shit.
I love the Speed 6. I love the Speed 6. I think it's a badass car. It's a damn shame that one, it didn't get as much love as I think it should have.
It should have.
It's weird. I know people will say like it got plenty of love. I don't think it should have. It should have gotten a lot more.
No, it didn't.
I think it should have gotten a lot more. I mean, you're talking about all-wheel drive, 4-cylinder turbo. Car was badass, and you could do a lot of badass shit with it. And I thought it looked good when it got released. I thought it was a good-looking car.
Yeah, but that was Mazda going through that weird-ass phase of not knowing what they released the Speed 6 to kind of combat against the Evo and the STI. But then they realized, like, okay, fuck, this car is closer to the Legacy than it is the actual STI and Evo. But I'm like, it's there, though. You should have marketed it better.
Agreed.
But then they was like, nah, we're just going to go to the hot hatch scene, which was already crowded, too.
Yeah.
But you found something that worked.
What didn't help, too, is the Speed 3 was actually one of the heaviest hot hatches.
Yeah, it's
torque steer like a motherfucker.
It's like 32, 300 pounds.
Yeah.
When you compare it to a GTI?
Right.
Shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
There's a boat.
Especially at the time that it came out.
The R32 at that time when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they cut back.
Yeah.
Volkswagen cut back.
All the other car companies are doing way better than Mitsubishi, I'll tell you that.
Well, that's true.
Shit.
Oh, my God.
That's unfortunate, but it's true.
You mean Nissan, right? That's who they're overhit now.
Yeah.
But, you take a look at all these other cars, and there's Mitsubishi pieces all over them.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Chrysler. Shit.
It's a shame, man. I miss... we were talking about this for a while. Like, we had a super clean 3000 GT at MXPI the other day, and we were talking about it, and we were like, man, what happened? They had such good cars in the 90s, like fun cars. Not necessarily,
the heritage cars.
Were they perfect? No, nothing's perfect, but for what they were when they came out, and I mean, till this day, I'll argue, I think the 3000 GT, even till this day, if you released it the way it looks now, or
definitely,
I think it would stand out.
Yeah,
like, I think
it would be fine.
In the 80s, they had a turbo version of everything.
Oh, I know.
That they sold.
Yeah.
I know.
But I think what ended up happening was like toward that, and I say probably closer to like 98, 99, kind of like when the Camaros and everything kind of started dying down.
Yeah.
It was just like no one really wants these. They just took that into a mindset. Like, we want to build this, we want to build that. We don't really want to just depend directly off the sports cars because the RX-7 died, the Supra died, 3000 GT, S2000 died off after that. It was just like, it was murderer's row for a good while.
The market just was disappearing for those cars. I mean, it affected everything. I think the last Supra that rolled off the production line was in 01. The last 3000 GT VR4 that rolled off the production line was in 01.
In the States?
In Japan.
Oh, in Japan.
But they just stopped bringing them to the U.S. because nobody was buying them.
Yeah, they felt as if I feel like those Japanese automakers kind of take how the European ones are. They're like, the Americans don't care for this shit.
Yeah, and what's going to make us the most money?
Right.
So the problem is like, here's the thing, man. a lot of Americans might not care about it, but that doesn't mean all of us don't care about it. So here's what I say:
your automotive enthusiast is just a small percentage.
Exactly right. So here's what I'm saying, right? So listen, you got your Corollas, you got your Camrys, right? Those make you bank. Make enough for the little enthusiast. It won't hurt you. You already have the plans. You already been doing it.
Yeah, but they care about money more than anything.
Yes, they do.
Shit. I mean, listen, man. If they're not making money on, like, for instance, we were talking about this earlier, right? The Lexus LFA was selling for $500,000 when it came out. When it came out, right?
Yep.
And they said every Lexus LFA they sold, they lost money on.
How?
That's a shit company.
Like how?
I'm telling you right now. I don't care if Toyota wants to hate me forever for saying that. How is a company you're selling, right? How is a company that you're selling a vehicle for $500,000 back in, what was that?
Fuck, how old is that?
What was that? 08 or some shit? I can't
had to be around that point.
Something like that. Back then, you were selling it for $500,000 and you lost money on each sale? What the fuck did you do?
Yeah. They overpriced it for one.
Yeah.
Well, they overpriced it for sure, but how did you lose money? That car couldn't cost $500,000 to make.
And then it got embarrassed too by I forgot what car it raced on. What was that, Motor Trend or something like that? It raced on the track. He got dog walked by it.
I can't remember, but I do remember that. I can't remember what car it was.
I think it was like a GTR or something. I forget. I have to watch it.
Yeah.
But it ended up like, granted,
listen, badass car. I mean, sounds amazing, right? It's a dope car, but you're telling me you lost money on $500,000 sale? The fuck?
I mean, that just, again, that answers a lot of questions about Toyota too, because Lexus is still Toyota.
Yeah, 100%.
So
yeah,
they lost their way.
I mean, that's just that doesn't make sense to me. That's just bad decision making. That's bad. That's a bad company, or at least the people that are running the company are dumbasses.
There's a movement in Toyota right now that they seem to be bringing back old monikers.
I agree.
I think they're in the works of trying to bring back the MR2.
Yeah.
With collaboration from Porsche, I think.
Yeah.
Which would be great. I just hope they don't botch the body on the thing.
I got a feeling why they're doing that. It's because Honda brought back the Prelude.
Yeah.
But the Prelude's a hybrid. It's not.
But also,
or EV, I think.
But to be fair, Toyota does have more of the sports cars than Honda does right now. So really, if anybody's going to push anybody to do anything, it would be Toyota pushing Honda to do something. Because Toyota's got what? The Supra, the 8.6, and GR Yaris, now the GR Corolla. Honda has the Type R.
Yeah, but they
got the Integra Type S.
Well, yeah.
Now,
but same car. I mean, in all reality,
still Integra.
Right. So, but that's what I'm saying, right? So
it looks the same as every other model.
That's what I'm saying, right? So Honda had one car where Toyota's been releasing on bunch. So if anything, I think Toyota's the one that's pushing Honda to do some shit.
I don't know about that. I'm an F1 nut. I feel like it's the other way around. Honda's been.
I mean, okay,
F1.
If we're
F1,
sure,
yes.
Yeah, feel you.
Red Bull. Don't get me wrong though. I hate Max. I hate that motherfucker. But hey, I'm Lewis guy.
Okay. Yeah.
But Honda.
Mr. Verstappen, if you're listening out there.
Fuck you, Max. I said it. Such a dickhead, that guy. I swear. Great driver. Shitty attitude.
Lewis is laughing right now.
Shit, hell yeah. I hope so. If Lewis watched this shit, it'd be hilarious.
That'd be dope.
He'd be like,
Did that guy really say that?
He said, fuck Max. I've been saying that for years.
Oh, shit.
But no, it's more or less this. Those two, Honda and Toyota, have kind of always, I say they've been together throughout this entire process.
Yeah.
Because granted, Honda does follow Toyota. I do say that in the sense of what they're doing to sell their consumer vehicles.
Right.
I mean,
like, I would say that. I would definitely lean that.
Yeah.
You do see that influence between the two, because I mean, when you really look at it from back in the day, late 90s, Subaru, Mitsubishi, and the WRC were literally pushing and pulling each other to become better.
Hell yeah.
And then when basically Mitsubishi killed the Evo lineup, Subaru was just like,
fuck it.
Dude, who do we have to aspire to at this point? Or who do we have to give us momentum to be better?
Right.
They literally
motorsports.
They literally went to Ford and looked at the RS.
But I mean, it's what you said earlier, right? You said Mitsubishi was saying, we don't want these cars to be selling. We want to sell, more commuter cars and stuff like that. But
they did.
But Look at the WRX STI. It's been going on since we've had the Evo here, right? So it's like, why? Like, there's no way. And I mean, there's always been that competition, right? Even from the fans, right? Like, there's Evo fans and there's the WRX STI fans, you know? So,
that group of people is hardcore.
Oh, I know, man. I know. Yeah, it's super great. I love both cars. So
I do. I do too. I've owned two Subarus. So but I still love the Evo.
Yeah. For me, just give me either one or give me both, and I'll just enjoy the shit out of them. So.
Give me both pieces.
Right.
I'm out. I don't care about nothing.
I agree.
Because the Evos are just, you can make so much power with them without really spending that much. True. Yeah. Subarus is like, hey, you're spending it, but it's like the driver feel. You can't take that away from it.
Yeah.
Agreed. I mean, it's one of my favorite vehicles I've ever driven. Like the shifter alone, how it feels. I mean, the way the chassis feels, everything. It's a great feeling car.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, at the end of the day, there's a reason why there's a, kind of a running joke where it's like, hey, I can spend 10 grand on my Evo and I can spend 10 grand on the Subaru, and what do I get type of deal, So
you get two different feelings. They're two different cars.
100%, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and definitely. I mean, that's, I kind of want to go into a little controversial, but that's like what bothers me about Subaru guys, though, Subaru people that try to sell them. It's like, I got a Subaru, I got an STI. I'm like, yeah, you got a car that's known to have issues with oiling and a piston slap. Like, but then they're like, but then they're like 120,000 miles. I want 30K. And I'm like, the fuck do you say? Like, what do you want?
But the rebuttal to it is, I guess, with like prone issues, is more of neglect from owners.
True, but here's the thing. We've already proven that that's not necessarily the case, because Gears and Gasoline, he did everything he could possibly do to that white STI.
Talking about Ben?
Ben, yeah. He did everything to prevent it, and sure enough, on the dyno, it blows up.
But what did he buy?
The donut guys had that same issue.
That's true.
Or did he buy a used one?
Well, he did buy a used one. That's true.
That
absolutely
was taken care of.
100%.
Like everybody.
100%. But here's the thing. Okay, to be fair, let's go on that argument, right? So right now, the GR86 BRZ has an oiling issue on right-hand turns on a racetrack.
That's different, though.
No, it's a Subaru engine issue.
It's a difference there. The difference is between that issue came from manufacturing.
100%.
Versus they sold it as a selling point, like most car companies do, to sell to you. Like, 100%. Hey, you can take this on the track. They didn't know they put all the RTV on that pickup.
I mean, Toyota also gave you literally a track day if you bought the car. Like, they gave you a year worth of track days.
That's why I say Toyota and Subaru like this, bro. Them motherfuckers together.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, because, Toyota owns a good chunk of stock from them, so they get to tell them what's up. So,
but if you also knew if a car had an issue, are you going to tell your consumer that it has an issue?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I mean, they would have already known that issue months into it.
They knew it prior. Yeah. That's why they sold it.
But the RTV isn't the only thing that's causing the oiling issue in those cars. So it's one of those things where, like, Subaru has had issues with oiling. They also, like the WRXs with the 5-speed, those things are known for glass transmissions for a
WRX,
reason. Though. You know what I'm saying? you know?
WRX, though.
I mean, listen, you're not wrong. But I'm saying, like, there's a reason why they're known, so there are issues. It's just weird to me that, like, even though those issues are there and they're very well known, these guys are like 120K. 35,000 miles. I know what I got.
Because
$35,000.
They know someone's gonna buy it,
which is what ruins the market.
Yeah,
and that's why we're seeing now, like, one of my dream car. I hate. To me, when I say dream car, like, I hate this social media thing where everybody's
about to go bad.
It is. So when I say dream car, it's the car, right? That's the car. Like, if I get it, I never get rid of it. I die in it. That's my dream car.
I feel like the car bad. You just don't want to tell me.
But no. But everybody, it is a Yugo, because that's my area. No,
shit.
No. That's where I'm at. See, now I lost track of time.
What car is it?
It's the GTR 34. But like a lot of
what's wrong with that?
No, nothing wrong with that. But a lot of people on social media are like, my dream car, they get it, they sell it in a year. No, that wasn't your dream car if you sold it in a year. Like, the fuck are you talking about?
They say my dream car because this car about to make me a fuck ton of money.
Exactly. Because a lot of people are about to click because I told them I got my dream car.
Fuck. I mean, you could call it a dream car if you bought it once, sold it, and bought it 3 times again.
Yeah. You could, yes, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You could, but these guys are not doing it.
proof.
No, they're buying it and selling it, and they're calling it a dream car. Every time they buy a car, it's a dream car.
Yeah, because it's clout attached to it.
Yeah, so
if you say dream car, then it's perfect.
Going back to what we were saying, like that's how the R34 got ruined, right? Social media. I wouldn't say that. Well, no, but social media, how these guys are, how much they're willing to pay for stupid shit, stupid prices. The GTR is now $150,000 for a regular base.
But what do you say? It's really the R30? Would you really say it's because of the R34? Because it really started with the R32.
But it did. But you can get an R32 right now for 40 Gs.
Yeah, now. You said 40 Gs for R32.
40, I mean, that's got to be immaculate at that point.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you could buy a run-of-the-mill R32 that's been kind of clapped out.
Well, yes.
For like 15
I'm talking about clean. Right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking
clean
about
examples are different.
Yeah, clean. Yeah. But like you look at a base R34, right? You're looking at $150K now.
Yeah, thank Paul Walker. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
It's all his fault. It's really his fault. He had two of them. And
that's true.
He built up that car.
I don't know if we can really blame him for that.
No, not for the prices.
Not in the sense of like seriousness, more of less popularity. I would blame him for it because we would have known about it because we kind of looked up and know what the R34 was. But the masses really didn't care until they start seeing people get them.
True. That's true. Plus it was, I mean, well, the 33 was in Fast 1, but in Too Fast,